Hello and welcome to Freedomstein Laboratory. Today is December the 23rd, 2025. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. And I'm actually supposed to be in bed already. This is like past my bedtime. But I was rewatching something from earlier today that I'd been watching, and all of a sudden I got triggered to check into something. So what happened is I was watching Baron Coleman's most recent episode, and on this one, he was talking about what is his name? Is it Bruce Hibbs? What is his name? I think it is. And supposedly he is the brother of Paul Hibbs. He's the old guy with the beard and the like flannel checkery kind of shirt or what have you. Anyway, let me go in and grab this audio from Baron and what he was sharing today about this goes back to the exploding microphone. And let me share this. And we'll do the sound so you guys can hear what he is saying. And here we go.
She was in here. I was getting ready for the show. I wasn't sure if I was even going to do a show yet.
Where is this at? This is at 29. Let me take it back to here first because I want to show you what he was.
Excuse me, you're reading wrong.
Stupid ads.
Show me your book. I'm going to take a picture of it.
To watch your crap.
There's the third pool. The
okay,
problematic
so let me go
pool.
to where
it's this third
he's
pool
showing him with his shirt. Here we go. Is this it?
Boom. You see that?
Yeah. Okay. So what Baron discovered here is that this Bruce Hibbs has this, what looks like the Rode mini microphone, you know, the remote thing that goes on the outside that Charlie Kirk was wearing on the outside of his shirt. Sure looks like this Bruce has it inside of his shirt here. And back here, he's getting his picture with Charlie Kirk. And sure enough, there he looks like he has this microphone in here that's later going to be over here on Charlie Kirk. And I just want to also indicate that look at how much bigger Charlie Kirk is here. If you guys will remember yesterday, I was talking about Charlie in his casket and that body in there was way too narrow to be Charlie. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, you know, he ate well and he exercised, but you know, he's a bigger guy. He's, 6'6". So definitely maybe this was the guy in the casket. Anyway, so you see this microphone here. So, or Butch, I'm sorry, not Bruce, Butch Hibbs. So all of a sudden we're all looking at Butch Hibbs, and here's what Baron is asking. Did Butch Hibbs arrive with Charlie Kirk's mic? If this is indeed the mic, how did he get the mic? Well, Baron is going to share how he got this mic. Let me take this up to the 29 spot here.
Again, same guy who was talking to a bush earlier.
Yeah, he was talking to a bush.
So
this,
I was
this
sitting
Butch
here to
was
my
doing
wife.
all kinds of weird stuff that day.
She was in here. I was getting ready for the show. I wasn't sure if I was even going to do a show.
Okay, so he's talking about
these are a list of their contracts. You can come over here and see them.
We have these military contracts. So there's this company that got this military contract. Remember the one that made the munitions or whatever, and it blew up and 16 men lost their lives? I believe it was in Tennessee. Yeah, it has to be in Tennessee because he said it was like right up the road from him. So apparently they were fulfilling this contract.
They get pretty small as far as defense contracts
and
go.
And what he's going to show you here,
you see a brief description here.
Small little contract.
Different types of charges, different types of kits, yada, yada, yada. The one we're looking at is this $400 and something thousand short-term contract. It's this one right here. So I will pull that up and show you the details of this because I think this is pretty fun, pretty fancy. As you know.
So as you see here, we've got these dates. Okay. This was supposed to be fulfilled on August the 25th, going back to the head of security at TPUSA. You know, he said, we started planning the UVU event, I guess is what you would call it, on August 24th. Barron thinks it was actually on the 25th because the 24th was a Sunday. So he's like, most people aren't working on a Sunday, so it probably was the 25th. Anyway, they're supposed to pick this up on the 25th. So Barron is talking out loud to his wife, and he's like, this Butch Hibbs lives in Heber City, Utah. I wonder if there's any flights from Heber City to Nashville, where this company is located, to pick up possibly this exploding mic, is basically what he was getting at. And sure enough, as he goes along, he finds out through this program that he loves to go into, yep, we have this flight that went to, let me see if I can get to the exact spot with it here where he's talking about it.
You got to start an investigation somewhere. Let me just see if there's a Heber City, Utah flight into Nashville, because that sounds pretty rare. Check that out. Do you see that? Oh, I've lost it again.
It got a little bit screwed up because he tried to enlarge it. When he brings it back,
great.
I want you to see something.
Trust me, it was there.
We saw it.
I'll redo it here. Oh, gosh, I've made it entirely too large. There we go. This is August 25th. This is a Heber City flight landing. Right there. That's Heber City.
Okay. So I freeze it right there because I want to know more about this plane. And this is usually what Barron does, is he finds out more about these planes. And I want him to finish saying what he's saying here. But I stopped it here because I wanted to get what the tail number, the call sign or what have you is of this plane.
It's a private jet. It's got the call sign and all that. I looked up the ownership of the flight. It's out of it's a private company out of Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. So he says, private company out of? Where is it out of? He just keeps going and he never goes back to it. I'm like, stop, Barron. What did you just say? It's out of Wilmington, Delaware? I mean, what has Candace been talking about for a while now with these Egyptian planes and stuff and the French? Wilmington, Delaware, right? So now this private jet is out of Wilmington, Delaware that goes to from Heber City to Nashville? Some little city in Utah to Nashville? Where this guy, Butch Hibbs, lives to Nashville? Okay, so I wanted to know more about it. So I looked it up to see what the company was that owns this plane. And when I did that, I found out, we go into aircraft inquiry here. And let me just share this with you guys so that you could see this one as well. So you go into the registry here and you go on down. It's owned by an LLC. It's this Pad One Holdings LLC. And it is out of Wilmington, as it said. So I wanted to know more about this Pad One Holdings. So I'm like, okay, well, let's find out a little bit more about this company. And I could literally only find one thing that was talking about it in the search. I was expecting to get like a whole website about it. And it was just this Pad One Holdings out of Delaware. I don't know if this will bring it up when I change the page. It seems like it didn't do that for me before. So let me try doing this again. You'll have to forgive me. I am not tech savvy at all. So you look on here and it's Pad One Holdings LLC. And then I look to see, okay, the registered agent on file for this company is Sorensen Entity Services LLC. So I was like, well, I sure would like to find out more about who this Sorensen Entities is, because they're apparently over this, whatever this pad, what was it called? Pad One Holding. It's kind of a weird name. I'm like, it doesn't even really say what it's all about. I have a feeling it has something to do with maybe real estate. So I bring that up, and we've got Sorensen Entity Services LLC. And yes, sure enough, you look in here and it has, looks like they're mostly into Alternative and Direct Investment Securities Association, and they do deal with a little bit of real estate. But looking at this guy, it's led by Chris Sorensen from Brigham Young University. Okay, well, that takes us back to Utah. Everything seems to point back to Utah. So then I was like, okay, well, let me find out a little bit more about this Sorensen Entity Services. I'm like, is there anything that would connect this back to Provo, perhaps? Because Heber City is about 27 miles from Provo. Then Orem, Utah, which is where UVU is located, is about, I think it's like 5 miles from Provo. So I'm like, let me see if I can find out something about if they have any of these other entities that might be connected to Provo. So I go in and I'm looking and digging a little bit into that. And I do find that there is this Michael Sorensen, who is one of the entities that is a registered agent with the company. And sure enough, he's out of Salt Lake City, works out of Utah, went to Brigham Young University. I am assuming with the last name that he and Chris are related. I don't know if they're brothers. I'm not sure about all that. Now, I don't know if this means anything because I'm not an investigator like all these other people are that have just been amazing out there doing this stuff. But the minute that Barron said Wilmington, Delaware, my brain just went boonk because I'm like, okay, how in the hell is this plane that went to Heber City that possibly had this Butch Hibbs on it? Now, what we got to do is see if we can find out if Butch Hibbs was on there. Since it's a private jet, I'm thinking there's no way we can find out about that. And then Barron went further into looking into see if that plane went back to Heber City, and he couldn't find anything. And then, of course, he went, well, hello, there's an explosive in the mic. You can't get on a plane with that. So we're not sure how he got from Nashville back to Utah. Did he drive back? Who knows? Is any of this connected? Does it have anything to do with any of this? We don't know. It's just interesting. Another interesting thing is that I'm always looking for like the occult background to everything because while, there's a deep state and the globalists and intelligence and a military industrial complex, we use a they a lot to talk about all these different entities that we don't really know who they are, shadow government working behind the scenes. But for me, I go beyond that because I know there's something that is overarching all of that. You have to have something that overarches all of that to be able to control all of it. And it would have to have access outside of what we know as time and space, which means these evil entities, the dark ones, whatever, fallen ones, whatever you want to call them, they're the ones who are actually controlling everything. So I always like to dig into that and see, is there something that's significant about these different things that are happening, that they happen on this for a specific reason? And I wanted to know, does September 10th have something that would be like significant to the occult? And it's not really like they look at September 10th as a time of renewal, or you could almost call it a turning point. When I was looking up this stuff, like people in the occult and stuff, when they think of September 10th, this is a time when they, reassess everything in their lives, and we have a turning point. So I thought that was interesting that we have turning point with the turning point thing happening. But even more interesting is for those of you who follow these conspiracy theories and things like that, I'm just going to assume that if you're listening to me, you already know a few things. I think you're probably on the same level as me, and I don't have to tell you a whole lot of things. You probably know about CERN and the fact that they have this weird goddess thing statue on their property that you'd be like, why in the world would a scientific building have some kind of a Hindu like goddess on their property? It just seems like a weird thing to have. Well, it would be on September 10th in 2008 that CERN would launch their, what is it called? Their collider. I want to say the right word here for it. What was it called? There, I know you're all screaming at it right now. Oh, what was it called? Let me go in here and look this up, because I don't want to say it wrong. It's the CERN's or collider. What is the technical term for it? Hadron. So they have their Large Hadron Collider. It's the world's most powerful particle accelerator. And it's a 27-kilometer ring-smashing proton ion to study fundamental particles like the Higgs boson and recreate early universe conditions. Basically, they were looking to create the Big Bang. See if they could redo that to show us all how the world came into existence. I personally believe, and I have no proof for this, this is just me saying this, it's my belief, that what they actually did was open up a huge portal. So for me, that date is very significant because they opened up something, and I don't know what that something was. I think if we were to trace back to 2008 and watch things that have happened since then, we will probably find some pretty interesting stuff. But it is a significant thing that happened on a September 10th date. Have anything to do with them choosing that date for Charlie Kirk to be gone? I don't know. But I find it interesting. The other thing I wanted to bring up is, oh my gosh, Megyn Kelly is trending on X. And the reason why she's trending is because, well, I don't know, she spoke out against Ben Shapiro, and she's turning a little bit on that Israel, and that's not okay in this world, And so a lot of people were showing how she said these really nice things about Bari Weiss. She deserves every bit of the success, and I'm thrilled to see her rewarded for all of her hard work. Go get 'em, B, because now she was going to be put in charge of CBS News, and now, of course, we know that Megyn Kelly has been, ragging on her. And so, this person's like, this is just invasion of the body snatcher stuff. Do you really think Megyn Kelly changed her mind this quickly? Yeah. Well, what I love is that Frank Lutz, and I mean, what a bonehead. This guy was such a piece of crap liar with all of his polling and everything. What prompted the shift from deserves every bit of the success to knows literally nothing about television? And I love what Megyn has to say. I was reliably informed this week that it is cowardly not to call out your friends with the unvarnished truth about their defects. So my days of being a polite friend to her are over, and there's more truth coming. And boy, am I looking forward to it. Megyn is on fire now. Yay. Please stay on our team, Megyn. Get off the Switzerland and come over here with us. The water's warm. Oh, we just need to get more people over here unwinding all of this stuff with us. Who else hates that we are in the middle of the holiday, Christmas, New Year's, and everybody goes on break for 2 weeks, except for the rest of us who can't take 2 weeks off and actually have to work. And we keep plowing along with this stuff. So this is just some information I wanted to put out there. Some of you guys run with it, see what you find. Is there anything here? Maybe not, but I'm just piggybacking off of what Barron has come up with. I think he's got some really interesting stuff there. We've got that exploding microphone. Now we're finding out more about that. And I also forgot to mention yesterday, Stu Peters had come out and shown they have drone footage. There's at least 5 of them, supersonic, flying above where Charlie Kirk is at. And one of the things that I think I saw on X today about that, actually, it was over on Project Constitution's account. And I'm going to bring that up really quick because I liked what he had to say about it, because this goes back to something that I had said yesterday. Remember that I told you guys that when I saw Charlie Kirk get hit, I had actually thought that the shot had come from the right side and that this was like an exit wound. So those were my initial thoughts on that. And let me see where he would have had this here. I know I saw it somewhere. Yeah, and everybody's talking about Alex P. Keaton. Alex. I won't say the rest of his name there. How he's been coming after Candace. Let me see if I can find where it was saying that these drone shots might have come in from the right side. Where did I see that? I don't know if I can find it again. You always find this stuff and then you lose it and you're like, dang it. Well, let me pull up this part at least. I'll share my thing here so that you could see what I'm looking at here. So here it is talking about these high altitude military drones at UVU prove Charlie Kirk was taken out by pros, not a trans shooter. This footage captured by a brave student in the crowd at Utah Valley on that fateful day captured no less than 5 high-tech drones zipping through the sky, some so fast they vanish in just a few frames. And this isn't isolated. Multiple videos from that day show the same shadowy drones overhead, despite Brian Harpole's claims that drone flights were illegal over campus. And again, I knew that was wrong and a total lie when he said that, because some of the other footage that I saw was from above, and you could see hats getting thrown out from underneath that tent. So I was like, wait, I saw drone footage of them showing how big the crowd was and the hats going flying out. Yeah, here it doesn't really get into that. Let me see if he has, because he has a secondary thing underneath there. As they were trying to figure out who was flying these advanced drones that day, FOIA filed. He's not sure if they're going to be able to get the logs or anything. But I did see that he said that people were saying that the shot came from the right side from one of these drones. And I went, oh my gosh, that goes all the way back to what I originally thought. And sometimes going with your original thought is the right one. And I was like, I just remember thinking, watching that video from the back right side and Charlie going, this way. I was like, I feel like the energy was going that way. There was something else I saw. And I don't know who had posted this one, but Charlie's sleeve, his short sleeve puffs. When you hear the gunshot, there's like a puff. And why would your shirt sleeve go like puff on your t-shirt? So it was almost like, again, we have the energy release, like his shirt doing the weird thing. The shirt sleeve kind of does a weird puffy thing too. All right. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to bed because it's late, and would love to know what you guys have to say about this, what you think about it. Please like and share and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're hearing.